Hey, welcome back to the shop, guys. I'm Brad. Wanted to give you an update on the surface grinder. I've been getting a lot of comments, a lot of feedback on the grinder. Everybody wants to see it running and grinding and making sparks, and believe me, there's no other person who wants that more than this guy. What I've been doing is fully disassembling it, soaking all the parts in degreaser, cleaning, scraping. Really, what a mess, man. What a mess. Grinders are filthy business. Big time. Anyway, that's nothing that deters me. I look through the grease, the rust, and now the grinding dust. Got it cleaned up. I fully disassembled it. I fully cleaned it, and I'm ready to actually start putting it back together. And I've been shooting some footage of that, which will be in the next video. But along the process, I took some footage of a little bit of cleaning. I didn't really take much footage of me tearing it down, because you know how it goes. You know, you take one nut and bolt off, and that leads to another and another, and before you know it, the whole thing is reduced to a pile of nuts and bolts. And I didn't have the camera going, so I don't know if there's any footage of me taking it down or not. I can't remember, but there is footage of me cleaning it, going through, scrubbing parts, and after shots of how everything looks when it's all done. So I'm gonna put that together for you right now so you can watch it, and I hope you enjoy it. I just started taking it apart, started cleaning it. Yeah, looks like you have the motor assembly and this spindle. So when I take the motor out and the spindle and this whole assembly out, it'll leave this big tower here, this big tower casting. Alright, and that gets bolted. There's 2 Allens here and 2 in the back, so this will come out. I could put this into a bin and clean it thoroughly. Then you know, we just have the table here, which slides back and forth. This just lifts off, and then you have this little H. You can see it looks like an H. That's the saddle, goes in and out. We got some scraping there, we can see. This looks like a tapered gib right here. We'll take the saddle out, put that in a bin, scrub it down, clean it, and then that'll leave this lower casting here, this big one. Look at this caked on stuff. Wow. Then we'll take this casting down, which is going to be heavy, and we'll have to find some way to put that into some kind of a bin and clean it. I'm going to take the motor out, clean that, make sure it's all good. All the gears up here look real nice. There's no broken teeth or anything. I do believe I'm going to need spindle bearings. Listen to this. Now, I don't know if that sounds normal, if that's what a spindle's supposed to sound like, but when I turn it, I could feel a little, just a little like loose and well, I shouldn't say loose, because the spindle is not loose at all. There's no play this way. But when I turn it, I could feel the bearings are kind of crappy. So I think they're going to need to be replaced. Why not, right? You have the whole machine apart, replace the bearings. Inside here was stuffed with insulation and a couple of acorn nuts. Go figure. But that was what was in there. Here's the parts. And let's not forget the South Bend grinder. So I got two machines going here. I typically don't like to do that because it leaves me strapped for time, but the nice thing about this is this will just be a a cleanup. You know, we're just gonna scrub it all down leave the paint. I'm not stripping paint. I'm not repainting it. Nothing really in terms of parts needs to be replaced, so that's good. I mean, there's like there's no play in the screws or nothing, so everything will just be cleaned, re-greased, re-lubricated, and put back. So there you go. That's the first update on the Boyar Schultz surface grinder. I have the thing fully taken apart. Took a couple of days. No broken parts except for one little Lovejoy spider coupling, which I have on order. It's on its way. So I just wanted to give you a quick view of what's going on. So you can see we got the grinder all taken apart. This is the this is the back of the grinder. This is where the tower goes. Here is the saddle. Took all the gibs out and whatnot. Look at all this. This is all coming off. This is all going to get cleaned. Alright, let me show you some of the parts over here now. Here's the tower. That's the motor mount that slides up and down. Deep in there you could probably see we got some lead screws and gibs. We got the motor spindle itself. I left that alone. I wasn't about to mess with that just yet until I researched how to replace the bearings in it. I think they're held in with some thrust, so preload. I'm sorry, with preload. There's the motor, handles, different parts, and then over here there's some more parts. There's the chuck. We got the electrical conduit, some wrenches and stuff like that, and then here we are, ready to go. Parts, and more parts. Purple power plug, you gotta love it. Good stuff. Here's all the fine little nuts and bolts and everything like that. Here's some small castings and a lot of these little guards, dials, whatnot. Here's the top cap. Here's all the parts for the wipers and the way protection and stuff like that. These slides that keep all the gunk out. This is all the motor parts, and let me tell you, this was dirty. It is dirty. So this is just soaking. I'm just getting everything prepped and ready before I start. I went out and I bought this shallow bin, so it's more like a wash basin, and I'm gonna flood it with the purple power and just use a brush and clean all this stuff up, get it going nice. Here's a couple of thrust bearings that were real clean. They were very oily, well oiled, so I'm not gonna degrease them or anything and get any kind of grit into them. I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I kept them separate so they didn't get banged around or nothing. So that's it. Yeah, progress, right? Progress. Over here we got some parts derusting in the evaporust. All the nuts, the bolts, the screws, a couple of gears here. After I'd cleaned them up with the purple power and the degreasing, brought them upstairs. I kind of washed them off with a little bit of detergent, some hot water and detergent. They flashed up a little bit, so derust them. Now I'm cleaning this here big tower, and this is fun. You know, it's always nice to see something getting cleaned up. Yeah, you can see it's pretty foul. I just got done with the spindle. Let me show you over here. I just got done with the spindle. I cleaned all that up, degreased it. It's all really nice. Get a better view when we're assembling it. Also wanted to show you this. Look at the polish on this. This handle remained really shiny. This is the downfeed handle. Look at that. Just degreasing it. Guess it was in nice shape to begin with. Got the lead screws I did. Clean them all up. Gibs. Little dust cover. Soft rubber. This is all cleaned up. This was filthy. This was really dirty. Little drip oiler. See the wick? Here's the switch, the drum switch. Looks brand new. It's a lot of this. Just cleaning. Now I'm not going super crazy with the inside of this because that's exactly what it is. It's the inside and you can see it and it's not going to affect it, but I do want to get all this heavy grinding paste. It's basically what it's turned into, is like a paste. Can't tell you how valuable these little toothbrushes are. Even though they're soft, when the degreaser is working, it just breaks the grease down and it's not very hard to come off. But these brushes really get into all the little cracks. I've cleaned the grinder probably 90% with this little toothbrush here. You just gotta let the purple power do its job and soak in and loosen this crap up. Alright, switching to the heavy guns now. Making a mess. Alright, so I have this thing stood up now, and you'll notice that there's a couple of pieces of wood blocks under here. Why I have that is there are two locating pins up in the front, and they locate this tower onto the base. So I didn't want all the pressure on them, so I'm helping support it with these wood blocks. See all this crud right here? Once it soaks, it comes right off. I have to work out a few spots, which I do. Some stubborn pieces, clumps. See, like all this right here. Definitely don't want to have a dirty hole. Alright, this thing is ready for wipe down. I'm seeing two different color paint on here, so I wonder if either the paint faded, the stuff that's that was kept under the shrouds and everything, or did somebody restore this? got such a big towel, I got to throw it over my shoulder so it doesn't fall into the degreasing pit here. All done. Everything is cleaned. You have a lot of parts here. I have to replace the bearings on that shaft for the motor. Got all our parts all done. Chuck done. Cleaned. Got this guy all done, all cleaned. Missing some paint, but it is clean enough to eat off of. I'll be getting ready to assemble it once once the Lovejoy coupling gets here in the mail, and I'm going to put everything together. Oh yeah, and that guy right there, we had a problem with that. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but there was a pin in there that I could not get out, and I wound up getting a drift stuck in there, and then trying to get that out, it snapped, and well, let's just say that this gear didn't survive. So I have it marked. I'm going to count the teeth and possibly make myself a new gear, and then this whole shaft is bent, so I'm going to see if I could try to bend it back, but if not, I'll have to make a new piece. That's it. Everything is cleaned and ready for reassembly. Well, there you have it. She's all ready to go. We're going to be putting her back together in the next video, like I said. I'm really excited to get it going. I have a couple of things I'm waiting for to get in the mail. Specifically, these bellow dust covers for the lead screw that goes in the Y-axis. They're actually very expensive. I need 2 of them, 6 inches a piece, and each one is, I don't know, $30, $35, $36. It's an obscure size, so I have to get them custom made. So yeah, that's like a $75 bill for this much of dust covers for the screw. So we're waiting for that to come. Yeah, other than that, you know, she's ready to go back together, and I can't wait to put it back together. I got the VFD all ready to go. I got the VFD for the other grinder. I got the South Bend pedestal grinder. That's a slow one that's coming. I have a video started on that. That'll be coming out showing the restoration of that. That's going to be a full restoration. Paint removal, the whole 9 yards. But this guy was just a tear down, clean it up, and get it back into working order. So that's it. If you like the channel, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscription. I love the comments. I love making these videos. And I'm learning a lot from comments and from the friends that I'm making here in our machining community. So until then, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate the viewership. See ya.